everyone? It's your boy Big Tex here with Unchecked Opinions, back with another banger. That's right. This time we're coming at you with things we see wrong with My Hero. Now we're not gonna bash this thing into the ground completely. We will touch on some positives, but this is heavily focused around the flaws in this show. We have to identify them because it's getting too much hype. We have to humble it. Now before we get started, you know what's next. We got the intros. First up, you got your world-renowned Easy Peasy JB.
What up, guys?
You got your irreplaceable editor, Flash CV3.
Yo, I'm here.
And then we got head honcho, even though he doesn't want to claim it, Outlandish Zay.
Yeah. What's up, bro?
We got the ugly twin, Robbie So Clutch.
Hey, let's get it.
And then we got the other twin, the pirate, wizard, ninja, king, Chris.
Hey, what's up? I rule all.
And that's a wrap for introductions. Now we're about to get to the main dish, people. Like I said, this show is not going to be positive. We're talking about the negatives, but we will talk about the positives first. So I'm going to hand it off to my boy, Easy Peasy JB. Lead us, man.
All right, so we took a poll worldwide, and we came up with 3 positives for the show. First things first, we're going to talk about the quirks. We all agree, for the most part, that the quirks are semi-interesting or a little bit interesting. Next, we got the artwork. Artwork's really pretty, I guess. I'm not going to say too much about that. I'm going to hold my tongue for that. And my biggest point is potential. I think the show has a lot it could be doing, a lot it should be doing, and a lot it may or may not do in the future. So that's also a bright spot. You know, it's the only thing I'm holding on to right now. It's the only reason I'm still watching the show. It's for the potential. So now that we got that garbage out the way, let's break it down.
All right, I will gladly go first on the things that I see wrong with My Hero. And first, people aren't going to like it, but it has to be said. It is super cliche. Not the whole show, but the MC. Super cliche, people. It's this boy, I'm sad because I have no quirk in this world full of quirks. I see my idol. He gives me a quirk. I go to the most renowned high school now before even able to use this quirk. And then now, you already know I'm about to become the best hero in the world. It's boring. It's boring. It's so foreseeable. It's telegraphic. You see it coming from start to finish. Next is I do not like the way Deku got his power. I like the concept of him receiving the power, but eating a piece of hair, I feel like that was just pure laziness. Like, I understand he had to bulk up, his body had a condition to at least hold the power in him, but eating a piece of hair, I feel like they could have done something more interesting, more memorable, because people don't even remember how he gets his quirk. He just know he got it from All Might. And then the third thing that causes controversy is the pace of the show. We're 4 seasons in, and they're all still freshmen. We don't even know if they're done with their freshman year. We don't even know where they're at in high school, how far along. And then Deku's power is at 20%, and what he does with that 20% is anticlimactic. And I'm gonna leave it right there.
All right, fair enough. I'll go next. I'm gonna dive into the characters. There's way too many, and I don't think the show has done a great job of handling all the characters they've thrown at you. If we had just one side of the coin we were dealing with, but there's a good versus evil here, you have to make us care about both, and they're doing a poor job at that so far. Way too many students, too many villains to keep track of. And then you got pro heroes. You have 3 tiers of people you have to keep up with. You got the pros, adults, you got the kids in high school from all different schools. There's like 10 schools of heroes. And then you got a whole villain side with their different arcs and factions and shit going on. So it's just way too much to keep up with and too many characters to care about and not enough time for the show, honestly. We're 4 seasons in, and I couldn't give you 5 characters that I give a fuck about, honestly. It's been a struggle. My second point is, so far, we're 4 seasons in, right? And I feel like we don't have enough emphasis on villains, criminals, what is going on their side. Why are they not taking over right now? I feel like this is prime time. The symbol of peace is gone. There's no one in that number 1 spot, really. Endeavor's trying, but he's not as strong as All Might. If there's any point to attack, it would be right now. Why are they not going crazy right now? I don't understand. Y'all supposed to be villains, right? Y'all supposed to be intimidating, right? I feel like they've killed, on one hand, how many people have they killed? Like 5, 10 people? Like, I feel like villains aren't doing nothing in the show. They just be walking around talking about their plans. They're not about no action, and I'm tired of it. 4 seasons in, get to work, put some work in, do something, kill a baby. I don't know, figure it out. And for me, I'm also go with Big Tex on that with the progression. Again, I'm gonna go back to this point. 4 seasons in, bro. My guy's still flicking fingers at people, dog. I don't want to see that shit no more. I don't. Get out my face. Get out my face, bro. Why is every fight ending with a big clash like it's Dragon Ball Z back in the early 2000s? Like, it's just 2020, bro. I need to see some crazy shit. Like, I've been spoiled with good anime at this point. My hero, you're not a good anime right now. You're failing me. But I see the glimmer in your eye. I see that squint there. Please get it together, because you're struggling right now.
Facts.
I'm gonna leave it at that for now. Bro.
Facts. Who we got next?
All
Flash
right.
TV3. Yes, sir. Lead us.
I'm next. I'm a big My Hero fan. I disagree with everything, almost everything the last 2 people said. After the 4th season, I look at My Hero more as a timeline. I'm not looking at it as series seasons. The biggest problem I have with it is how it builds you up in the middle of a season with an epic fight with some nice, good episodes, and then drops some like BS on you. It would just give you some horrible episodes you don't care about, like the Gentle Criminal revolver fight. Like, that was just horrible to me. It was so unnecessary. But that's it for me. For all my dislike for now. Maybe I might come up with another one, but that's it for me.
Solid
Alright.
points.
Not bad. Think I'll go next. Like a Flash, I'm a pretty big My Hero fan. I love pretty much a lot of shit about it. I disagree about what the last 2 people, what the first 2 people said, but I do gotta agree with the people. Right now, the pacing is kind of breakneck. Like, on the spirit of the whole series, they've had villains attacking the school, stopped a terrorist attack in the city with a bunch of monsters. They basically compete in the Olympics, or what their world is considered to be the Olympics. They raided huge criminal organization's lair, stopped the new drug from entering the street. They stopped the big bad all in basically the span of 1 year. It's breakneck. These need to be more spaced out. Also, another thing I agree with is the kind of lame villains. The only villains that I feel like came out strong and people still remember is Stain. Like, I know a lot of people like All for One, but to me, he was just basically the big bad. He was just the big boss. Wasn't really much to him. I think like Tomura, like the dude he was teaching, he has some potential, but really he's just a textbook school shooter. Right now, he says he knows what he wants to work towards, but I'm not seeing much. He's basically stealing shit from other people. I guess he's planning something. Hopefully later on, I don't read the manga, so I don't know what's going to happen next, but hopefully later on they'll be able to, develop more on that. But those are my main gripes. The pacing and the lack of interesting villains.
Okay. Interesting take. Next up.
All right, let me get my point out the way. My biggest issue with My Hero, is that Deku, the main character, is the same guy from season 1, episode 1 to season 4, 5? Is it 4?
Season 4.
Season 4. What was the last episode? Like 20 something. So he's just the same. He's a static character. He hasn't changed at all. Like most, especially shonen main characters, I feel like they go through a change individually. Like, let's take Naruto for example. He was an underdog. He was trash. He went from going on his first mission, was scared to fight, to going on to saving their sensei, actually being an essential part of saving a sensei, going on the Chunin exams, getting a rival, like all these other types of things that he went through. His best friend left. He had to stop his whole dream of wanting to become Hokage to saving his best friend, and the only thing Deku does is just, I want to be All Might. I want to be like All Might. I want to smile in the face of danger. That's all he says. That's all he does, and he cries a lot. Still cries a lot. I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah, that's basically it, yo. He's just the same character that I've seen about since 2016. Is that when it came out? 16, 17?
Yeah.
And then my second one was the pacing, but JB and Walt handled that, so I'm passing on to you, Zay.
Okay.
Bring it home.
I'm gonna say it.
Uh-oh.
I don't
say
like
it.
this show.
Say
I
it.
don't like this show like that. This show lets me down on so many levels. It let me down huge with the Mirio stuff. I was just becoming a super huge fan of him, and then he was ripped from me. And Deku, I agree everything with Rob. I hate this character. This is the worst main character of almost all of anime for me. At least out of all the anime I've seen, this is the worst main character. But
Yes, sir.
my real problems with My Hero right now, it just the world itself is not alive. It's so dead. It's like everything is just sitting here being told to us, but you don't see anything happening right now. And the society itself, like, you don't know about the society. They say that Stain inspired so many people, but on everyone's face, it's like, oh, it's still about All Might. It's still heroes, this and everything. The civilians seem to do the same thing that they've been doing the whole time and don't really change anything. Yes, you see the kids, they react a little different, but honestly, when it comes to the kids' growth, I don't see much there. It seems like they grow a little bit, then they revert back to what they were. And huge time that happened was with the Todoroki versus Deku. He grew, he learned to use fire. Next fight, he went right back and just used ice and ended up losing the fight to Bakugo for that reason. I just think the society, and they don't focus at all on people without quirks. Like, how do people without quirks function in this society? Like, do they just run home and they go about lives daily? Or no, do they hire people with quirks sometimes to do things for them? It's just not said. It's like, they're basically not a thing. And with Deku starting out with quirkless, I would think that would be some part that they highlight in the series, but they have yet to do that. So those are my major issues with My Hero. I'm not a fan of this right now, but I watch it just because it's hype.
Alright, people, don't hate us too much, but that's our final say-so on this video. We mentioned the positives, and we definitely outlined the negatives. We're sticking true to our words. Now, what I want you to do is drop in the comments if you agree with us or if you disagree with us. Let us know your thoughts on My Hero. Is it overhyped, underhyped, or is it just right where it needs to be? Make sure you drop a like, you subscribe, and you leave a comment. This is Unchecked Opinions, blessing you with another video, and we're out.